Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, this is on. Okay, welcome to First Touch on February 1st. It's a Monday, but this is also the start of Black History Month here. And we here at First Touch, I mean, we're all black. Two, I feel like we're blessed to be black. Black is beautiful, and we are also blessed to be here today to have a wonderful show. We actually have an XGames gold medalist who is also black, who will be coming on board. It'll be Turinturo. We'll see him a little bit later on today. But I mean, man, it's been a dramatic weekend to say the start. Do you guys want to hop right into it?
I just want to say hey first. Hey, stream.
All
What's
right.
good? What's good?
What's
up with y'all?
Right. How's it feeling?
Got a lot to get into. Let's roll.
Yeah, we do got a lot to get into, and I think we're gonna go to this topic that I think brought the most chat out of all three of us, but especially T-Bates. We'll talk about G2 and the run. Man, that I'm gonna just let T-Bates.
Let him have it, T-Bates.
Yeah, T-Bates, talk to me about G2.
Walked out the door. They walked out the front door. And then they immediately turned around and walked right back in the door. There's just no run involved. G2. Ooh, G2. See, G2. See, I hedged my bets on G2 on Wednesday. I said they got this. It's their regional to win. They've been kind of floating around that 4th spot the whole entire season. It's their turn to enter the top 3, you know? So I had my faith in them. I had my faith in Chicago dominating that midfield. J Nice busting everything top left, top right. Rizzo filling in. And there's nothing happened. None of it. It was just absolutely disgraceful what we saw over the weekend from G2. I've never been so disappointed in a team in my freaking life, man. You don't understand. Like, the moment I saw G2 went up 2-0 against Rogue, I was feeling good, too. I was smiling like, oh, yeah, I've had a nice little segment against Rogue. Rogue, bye-bye, ain't gonna see him no more. And then came game three, they dropped G2, dropped out. Like, all right, we good. Then classic G2 fashion. Game 4, you up by 1 with 5 seconds left. 5 seconds in the game. Close it out. They gonna close out the game, man. Go to game 5. I knew it was lost then. You already know G2 in the lower bracket automatically get bounced out.
Guess what, T-Base? Who was right?
Nah, you ain't right, man.
Who was right, T-Base?
Nah. We gonna get to you in a second. I'm not done yet. Because now I think the whole world know, I think the whole NAC know that for now, G2 is just not a top it's not a top 5 team in NA. Not a top 4 team, definitely. It might not even be top 5. Because they got a lot of teams catching up to them, and they just ain't winning for me. I just believed in the boys too much. I don't know. They let me down bad. I know you let the G2 supporters down bad too. And now we got to listen to Roll. Go ahead. Have your fun.
Hey, bro, it was all that pressure you put on them. You were like, G2, they need this dub. They did, right? They did. I agreed with you. They did need that dub, but it's all that pressure went into their head. They were like, that game 3 hit. They were like, T-Base, he gonna get on me.
I
gotta make this net.
You better not be thinking about me.
And guess what? First killer, Tino, Rock.
Oh my god.
They didn't care. They said, I want that dub. They went and got that dub. Now T-Base got to listen to me talk.
Yeah, it's just so fortunate. It's so fortunate they ended up. See, I was halfway right. I did say that G2 was gonna win, but I just didn't know that the winner of that match was gonna win. See, like, I don't know.
What do you mean you was halfway right? You started off wrong. You can't be right then. What do you mean?
Nah, you can have like halfway right in some form of fashion, you know. I don't know. G2 got to figure it out. They got to figure it out.
Yeah, they definitely got a lot of figuring out to do though. For sure. If
they won that game 4, Rogue don't even win it all. And maybe G2 wins it all. Because G2 would have had the momentum and they would have beat Envy. I'm telling you, they would have beat the machine just like I predicted.
You predicted that G2 would lose and then they'd climb back. You said no, you did say that.
No.
Tell me T-Base didn't say that.
You gotta go back and watch the tape. You gotta go back and watch the tape. I had G2 going all the way.
No, but then I was like, no, we had them losing against the machine. And then you said they would clap back. Yes, T-Base. We said they would lose against the machine. We said the machine was the machine.
Yeah, you two did. I didn't.
Okay, you had G2 beating the machine.
Yes. I said after G2 beat up on Rogue, I predicted like a 3-1, which it should have been. Then after that, they're gonna beat the machine. Because they one of the few teams that keep up the machine offensively. Speaking of the machine,
but when we put them in the losers bracket, then you had them like coming back. you had them coming back to like the win or the losers like finals.
That's right. I had them going all the way. It was their regional to win.
And they lost the first round, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. Yeah, they did.
They dropped down. They had to play X set. They beat X set. Then
swept
they went
them.
up. They went against the Peeps and they lost in game 5 OT. Like I think it was off kickoff too. Yeah. Like 9-second OT. So yeah, that's just you don't like
it's
to
real
see
pain.
that.
I don't know. It was real disappointing. As a G, I don't know. G2, I'm part of the G2 army. As you can see on my screen, I don't know if y'all can see it, but I got. Oh my gosh, it was just so disappointing. I didn't see it coming. I had G2 going all the way. That's why I put. Good thing I didn't bet though. I mean, I don't know if you even can bet on Rocket League, but if I could, good thing I couldn't. Good thing I didn't. Because I would have been going down bad. And Raul would have been going down up. Straight up.
What?
Down up.
Down up.
I don't know what it called is when you winning, but you would have been winning. So I called it down up. That's a quick phrase.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Right,
well, you know what? Look, I know G2. I think a lot of us like we were really feeling it. We were really feeling it. I think the fans are feeling it. They thought that this would be the run. We did a whole segment on who needed to win that matchup more, and we all were in agreement that G2 needed to win that matchup more. So now I kind of want to go back to that because they lost. Right? They lost. The run is done. They went to the lower bracket. Okay, play against X set. Sorry, can't rep the set. That's G2's match. They get that one. Then they go play against the Peeps, and they lose to Peeps in 5. They failed to clutch up against the Peeps. Peeps went on later to lose against SSG. But I mean, at this point, like, is G2 like where are we? How are things shifting in terms of like the balance? Like T-Bay said, G2 are they a top 5 team still, or do we put the Peeps in that place now because they end up beating them in a head-to-head, even though it was a close one? Like, or should we give them credit because they had a bad day?
I just don't even know. I feel like they played the normal G2 way. It's just the same stuff. It just plagues them. There's little tiny mishaps on defense that should never happen. Kickoff goals, missing nets that they should be making all the time. I don't know. I don't know what they got to do, but they got to figure it out. Because the last thing I want to see G2 do is end up in like a C9 situation where you can see the downward trend happening. But G2 just won a grid though, so it's like right before the regional. So is it really a downward trend, or are they just like good in the small tourneys but not good in the big tourneys?
But I thought we saw that. We saw that kind of trend happen with C9, right? Because like
downward trend.
Yeah, because that's when I was playing, and then they turned it around. Like they got into that promo relegation. They were like, "Oh nah, bro, we don't belong down here. We don't belong down here." Okay, but you're saying, can they like? Are they going right back down? Like
no,
that?
I don't know. They're like in limbo. They're like in limbo when it comes to like big tournaments. They ain't performing like they should be. All the big 3 have all made at least to the losers finals. I'm pretty sure. If not, all of them made it to the finals. No, they've all made it to the finals because Envy won twice. SSG played Envy, and then NRG played Rogue. So they've all made it to the finals at least. The big 3 have, and Rogue just made the finals and won it. Who were outside? They were at number 5. You gotta move them up now.
Yeah,
and then you got Peeps who floating around there. Now you got to add G2 with Peeps and whatever other teams that floating around the area. KCP, maybe a PK. And like when you think of G2, you don't think of G2 in that like category. You think of G2, you're thinking automatically top 3 and 8.
That's because that's where they've always been.
That's where they've always been. So like as just like a class organization and a Rocket League homestead, like they're gonna have the. I don't know what they got to do to fix it. I don't know whether that's internal talks. I don't know whether that's some meditation before games to get their minds right, get their minds set on dominated and playing the G2 way. But something's got to happen.
Yeah.
Because they got too much talent on the roster to be losing matches that they're open. They're losing matches that are tough, but I would expect them to win, and most people would expect them to win.
Yeah, this obviously, this loss is pretty big. I think for G2 overall, I think a lot of people had higher expectations of them. Looking at where they sit right now in the full rankings, they've moved down to number 5. here. So top 4: Envy, NRG, SSG, and Rogue. Rogue are over them by, I want to say, like 151 points or something like that. So as Rogue starts to get better, and we're starting to see a new trend in Rogue, we'll talk about that a little bit more later. Again, going back to G2 now, they are on that downtrend. They have the major coming up. Then after that, we have another trade window. Do we even want to open that box? Is roster move G2 gonna be a conversation? I mean, it's been. I feel like people always mention it like here and there or something like that. Everyone wants someone to be moved or someone to be replaced. Or imagine if G2 had this or G2 had that. But are they fine how they are, and do they just need to work out a couple of kinks, or have they taken too many losses and now they need to make a change?
I think it's reps. I think you got to make a change. You've been with this roster for so long. They're right there, right? So like maybe they don't need a change, but I think things will be a lot easier. You just plug in like mechanical god or something. Like you post some player from another top team who doesn't want to go to G2. You know what I'm saying? So I think you plug in somebody, get them in that little domination spot where they're always winning something.
See, them making a roster move is a wishy-washy topic, because a lot of people, as you said, the more it's always a conversation brought up in the scene, amongst pros, amongst non-pros, amongst bubble players, amongst just casual people, that G2 needs to make this roster move, and a lot of it usually directed at Rizzo. That's just because people disrespect Rizzo game and they don't understand Rizzo game and his intellect, his IIQ, his ability to control some of the flow. He's a great setup man. He goes for a lot of demos. Demos are especially really, really important in today's game. So them making a roster move is as iffy, because they have one of the best midfield offenses this game has ever seen. It's very fast. It's very effective. They just fail to make shots every once in a while, and when they're failing to make their shots, they get counterattacked. Their offense is their defense, which is their kryptonite in a way. So it really comes down to if they can end up making really capitalizing on their all their chances that they get, and really squeezing people out of their boost, and being efficient. And I don't know if they can reach that with this roster, but if they can, like they did just a year ago, just go a year back, they were clicking all cylinders and they were look completely dominant, like nobody could touch them. And it's not like they're far off from that. It's very attainable for them with this current roster. And I don't know if a roster change necessarily needed yet. Also, I find that weak. To just do a roster change right before the spring split. It's kind of like I don't know. You don't need that last trade. Do it with the boys you got.
I'm just saying, like, they were dominant, right? They were a dominant roster, but a plug-in, you plug somebody else in, it could change something. It could change the dynamic. So you saying that their offense is their powerhouse, but it's also their kryptonite at the same time, because it leaves them, open to counterattacks, things like that, right? So just plug in somebody else, right? Just plug in, like, say you plug in a defensive mastermind. Say Rock was available, right? And you plug in Rocky to that team. What would the dynamic be? You wouldn't have the demos from Rizzo. You wouldn't have probably the same amount of boost control or aggression. You actually might have more aggression with Rocky, because it would be more balanced, and Rizzo would be like behind, like it would be a person behind Chicago and JNaps, rather than like kind of Rizzo being in front and like all around the field, which he does a good job at. I'm not knocking him for that, but it would be a lot more balanced, and you wouldn't have those counterattacks happening against G2. So it would be like a more balanced team. You might have shots going in, actually, right? With someone like Rock, who plays a lot more slower pace and kind of fills in where he needs to be from like the backfield, like up to the front. You know what I'm saying?
So you want them to have a Rock, a Miss type of player.
Yeah, like a solid third man who can come up and then make those shots when he needs to be made. Because you're saying they're struggling with shooting, and typically those third men are the dudes who put away shots.
Come and put it away.
Yeah, they come and put the shots away, and then it would leave you safe from the counterattacks. You wouldn't be worried about counterattacks if you had that solid third man who's not, he's solid on defense. He's not always out of position. You guys aren't super aggressive, things like that.
If that would have happened, like if they make the move, it's kind of like with James Harden in Brooklyn. when you trade for James Harden, you got to win it. Because G2, I mean, they falling down the totem pole now for a little bit, but they can just get right back up right to that 4 spot, maybe a 3 spot. So they're just going to sit in limbo for a while. They're just in limbo. We don't know. And one random weekend, per se, they could pop off and win it, which is what I thought was going to happen last weekend. I was wrong about that. But but if they end up making this move, they got to win. At least get second. Because, like, whoever they replace, and whoever you add, there has to be an upgrade. Like, they cannot fall back.
Yeah.
They can't fall back.
Be definitively this has to be a definitive upgrade, like no questions asked type of thing.
It has to be like directly into like there's no time to delay. They have to go straight into full gear with that person and be even better than they were last regional or the regional before that. Like immediately.
Well, why does it have to be immediate? Because we've been knocking on a team like NRG.
Rogue is the best example here. Rogue is the best example here because
that's different.
Rogue?
Because they had 2 regionals. Now you only got 1 regional.
What do you mean? They didn't have 2.
Rogue had the winter, and now they got the spring.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like you're only gonna have 1 regional to get this right, and you don't know the format. The format could be even less games than double elimination, and if that's the case, then that's even less reps you get in live action.
But I feel like G2 already like they're kind of secure for the worlds, right? The most part?
It's not about like security. It's about just like showing to yourself that like you're on that level and you can like win these. You can win these. It's like, for example, saying you're practicing for I'm practicing for my LSAT and I'm doing real good in practice or something like that, but I'm not practicing in a live setting, and so I'm comfortable when the lights ain't shining, but when the actual test comes, cause I haven't been practicing in a live setting and putting myself in like a hypothetical live setting, then I'm like I'm not performing as well as I should be. And so for G2, say for the first 2, what are these called, splits? No,
the splits.
Okay, but what are like so like say like for regional 1 of regional 1 and regional 2, not regional 1.
Fall regional
number 1 and number 2 of the spring split, whatever that's called. Say for those 2, they're just nowhere near performing up to par, and they're like just way behind the curve. Then you only get the third one to perform and hopefully get all the way to the finals, if not top 3, to really see if you can compete at that level. If you don't already have that preparation beforehand, then you they come worlds, it's like you don't even really have a shot. You really have to pop off and hope for the best. And like that's just not a consistent way of like showing. It's not a good way of telling that you can that roster move is a proper way of doing things. Now with this roster, you know at least that you're gonna get a top 6 NA. You're at least a top 6 NA team, and you can compete with these teams. When you make that roster switch, you gotta like know for sure that you automatically now you in the top 2 discussion.
It's worrisome because G2 is you I think you mentioned it, Rolled, is they're not really in a safe spot right now. They're sitting with, in terms of worlds, right? Top 6 go to worlds. They're at 1350. Second place is Peeps right under them with 1240. So it's just 110 point difference. That's like one. That's they could eclipse them in the major. Then you have KCP at 1150. So it's a 200 point difference. You could get those points in a major. And that's if KCP qualified. Then you have Alpine at 1030, and it's just, for me, who's under Alpine? It's Alpine, PK. There's a big gap between PK and them, but all it takes is like KCP. Peeps have been playing well. Peeps just beat them in a head-to-head. Then KCP, if they get back on form, G2 could potentially not make it in the top 6, especially with how good Rogue is starting to play. They could probably lose out based on, if certain conditions are met. This spring split coming up is going to be very, very scary for G2 if they continue on the trend that we're seeing right now. They finished Winter Regional 3 with 130 points. That is the worst finish they've had all season. They've gotten more points in every other regional, but that one is the worst one that they've had up to date. So I think that's why we just have to have the conversation about it, because it's just like, all right, this is concerning. It's just concerning. Like we said, we expected G2 to be like this top team, and seeing them have a finish like that, especially when it's right before a major, it just kind of, you start to wonder things, I'd say. So
you say it's probably best to just like hold off, T-Base? Wait till next season.
You wait the whole entire season. You want to see how this roster can do. You want to see what they can do to finish it off. They've been together for what is it, almost 2 years now? No,
That's
more than
fair.
2 years, 3 years. It's been there
Yeah.
for a long time, and they were just in a spring series champs a year ago. Maybe they hit their stride in the spring. You never know. But to piggyback off of DeMar a little bit, all it takes is G2 losing to PK early in the major, if that's possible. PK getting a lot of points from the major, Alpine getting points, Peeps getting points, and then G2, they already dropped down 7-8. You make that roster switch, and like I said, then you don't have that time and that continuity to really get flowing. If that roster switch isn't immediately impactful and you automatically jump yourself back up there, it's going to look bad. It's going to backfire on G2. It's going to put them in an even worse bind than they already are in. And that's a problem. So I say just stick it out. They probably already just gonna stick it out and see what happens in the long term. If it don't work in the spring series, doesn't work at Worlds, then you decide to start looking at some people that fit that role that you've described.
Okay, I can see that working. I see your point. You know, it does look really risky for G2 to start trying something new when they could probably just work out the kinks. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have all the resources available. They got the team house. They have Jazzo there too with them. Like, they have, I mean, they're all there together. So at this point, you know, they just got to kind of come in and try to address that. That may be the best option for them. That being said, though, you know, we do have a trade window that is going to be coming up. I guess this could be a question for later. I don't know if you guys have an opinion on it now, but do you think that any team should, like, and I'm not saying name a team's name by name, but I'm saying, do you think that a team in specific, nice, should start looking at this trade window? Like, because, you know, T-Base, you especially said it, you talked about the risk of having a roster perform poorly like this, and you're in a contention for Worlds. Those, not every team has an option, but for the ones that should they exercise that? Or do you think at this point, if you stuck with a roster for over half the season, you should just ignore that entirely? Like, does the same rules that you said for G2 apply to every team?
No way. Those rules apply to G2 because G2 at the moment is sitting around that top 6, top 7 range, and you don't want to f that up because when you're in that top 6, top 7 range, all it takes is a pop-off weekend, working out your kinks and getting your consistency up, or just playing the game more as individuals or as a team. Just getting more rank time, man. You're playing your twos, lots of twos, getting a lot of threes in, and just really working on your game just so that, because at that level, they lose to Peeps, it's off a kickoff goal. They lose to Rogue, they're up 2-1. They make one tiny mistake off the back wall, then it's 2-2. They lose OT, they lose the game 5. So it's like really, really small things for these top teams. Now, for these teams on the outside looking in, say like a Loco, a Sonics, an Except, United, something like that, if they feel like they can, they have like a very small chance of making Worlds right now. So if they feel like they have a player outside that they can put in a roster and potentially have that big impact right away that can put them up in that top 6 range and let them have a chance in the spring series, the spring split, then you go for it. But for all those teams at the top, no roster changes needed. They've got basically everything they need. It's just a matter of little tiny things within their individual games and their team perspective that make them differentiate themselves from one another.
What about those teams that you mentioned that are like right outside the bubble?
Like Sonics?
But they already used it. You know, exactly. Like, perfect example is Sonic. Already exercised their first trade window. So if you use your second trade window, you lose all your points. What's your thoughts on that? Okay, so same thing with Exa. Exa used their trade window. A lot of teams use their trade window.
And that goes back to what I was saying, like in terms of consistency and teams kind of rushing it maybe a little bit. These teams already should know at least that they're on outside. They will be on the outside looking in, and with that, it's going to take you a little bit longer to catch up with these teams that have been together for so long, or just flat out just better as individual players and as a team. So when teams used that first roster switch already for going from fall to winter, it may have put them in a little bit of a bind, because now you're saying that this already didn't work after one split. Now we're just going to add somebody else, and hopefully we're going to change for the better for the winter split without even knowing if that fall split, which is an anomaly, and the winter split could have been a little bit better. And so now those teams, as I mentioned, I just named those teams. They're the first teams I saw when I was looking down the teams that are also in the bubble. But those teams now they have to stick with their rosters, and that if the story is anything to be based off of, they won't make it anywhere, at least this season. So at the moment, they're stuck. But I don't believe that the principle I put on G2 applies to everybody.
Yeah, I
If
agree
you
with
have
you
the
with that.
ability to make the roster switch,
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. I think that you know, with it's always just a touchy subject because it's I think we've talked about it enough here, especially with G2. It's just a risk at the end of the day. So seeing how some of these teams respond is going to be very, very interesting. I think that this, if anything, that last regional kind of put a little, it kind of jolted people, woke them up a little bit, understanding that it's not a lot of time left in the season. If you want to have a shot at going to Worlds, you maybe need to take some risks, maybe not. But we'll see how some teams respond, especially after the winter major. Next thing, man, we did not predict that regional right at all. Like we were off,
Way off.
y'all were, well, I was obsessed with G2 and y'all were obsessed with Envy.
Envy.
Because it was the
Very
machine.
obsessed with Envy.
It was the
The
machine.
machine.
See, I told y'all though, the machine had a free win against Ghost, both regionals. That's a confidence booster when you're just whooping up with somebody that badly. So even if it go game 7, it's just life for them. So that's just a confidence booster that they had that they didn't have this time.
Let's see, but like even then, I guess let's just move to it. We could talk about the machine right now. Dropped out. They played against SSG, just swept them. I mean, it wasn't pretty. I think we did actually talk about that matchup too with the SSG Envy, and we people were talking about. I think T-Bay said it himself. T-Shock wanted to beat those dudes, and man, they did. They definitely did. It was again not the best look for Envy. I got some of the stats up too, and I mean looking at it overall, everybody from SSG had over a 0.110 rating. As a team, they averaged 7 shots, 3 saves, 2 assists, 3 goals per game. And for Envy, it was almost some things were similar. They had 6 shots compared to Space Station 7, 2 saves, 1 assist, and 1 goal per game. They were not finding the mark. Some of these games were just really bad. Lots of shots taken. They weren't able to necessarily get things going. Game 2 of that series, Miss was the only one who scored and the only one who took shots at all. He took 4. Meanwhile, that was the game where SSG won 5-1. And then afterwards, they started getting a little bit more involved, but it was just too late. It just seemed like SSG had the number. A lot of 1-goal games there towards the end. So at this point, where do we stand with the machine? Because it looked like they need a tune-up after that.
A tune-up, huh?
Tune
They gotta
up.
bring the machine back to the shop.
It needs a factory reset, bro. I think it was a one-day fluke. I don't think we sleep on them yet. You know what I'm saying? I think the roster is way too talented, has shown way too much for us to just cut them off right now. So and take them back to the factory. I think we good for now.
Back to the factory.
I think it was like they need to hit that little reset button. We be
Put them back on the assembly line. All it shows, I mean, I didn't have them. I don't think I even had them making top 3 of this regional when we were predicting. You two did, I didn't. You two had them winning. I didn't have them even making the top 3. And that just goes to show that not necessarily that Envy's bad per se, or they're not number 1. I still would put them number 1 just based off of consistency and results over the last, really the whole entire RCS so far. But it goes to show the strength of NA and how NA has a lot of parity, especially that top, and with Rogue entering that mold, there's even more parity. I thought it would be G2, but Rogue entered it before G2 has, and now you have a legit 4 teams that can compete at all times. And so on any given Saturday or Sunday, to be honest, with the skill so close between all these players, it really comes down to the really small, minute characteristics of each thing and how people are feeling that day, how the comms are looking, how aggressive they're playing, how passive they're playing, if they're confident. And on this given Sunday, last Sunday, Space Station wanted more than envy. It's just that simple. And it was shown on the field and it was shown in the scoreboard. It's something that, and that's something that NA people we have to understand. There's really never gonna be a true best team like EU because we just have better talent than EU.
Sheesh.
All right. Go off, King. Looking at this.
Well, that's facts.
I mean, it is facts. It is facts. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, man, yeah, we have seen ties shift. I think Rogue is obviously like the biggest example of that, right? Like they end up coming through. They were a team that ended up using that trade window, made a roster move, and then at that point, it was only up from there. They were getting better and better every time we saw them play, and honestly, it even shows in the results, right? They started off first couple regionals, 100-point finishes, 100-point finishes, 150 regional 3. They get some points in the major, but then went to regional 1, 250 points. Went to regional 2, 200 points. This third one, they win the whole thing. You know, like, and this is just what.
Can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
So we were talking about the G2 roster move, right?
Right.
So the best example you said was Rogue.
Yeah.
They had Kronovi.
Yeah.
Who was kind of getting in the way of the rotations, right? You add a backline. You add a backline. Turoko. You add a backline. Turoko. And now they win in regionals.
Time out.
Kronovi
was on G2. He got replaced on G2. G2 got better. Kronovi just put on Rogue. Him and Wonder are okay. They get rid of Wonder first. Then Kronovi's. Then they add Tino, who's ridiculously good. You got first kill on the team. They still ain't getting the results. As you can tell, I don't know Kronovi. And see, I don't like coming at people's Rocket League skill like that. But I'm just going to keep you straight up fact. There's a reason that Kronovi's not getting any really good tryouts. And I'm just going to put it at that. If you cut anybody off that G2 roster, they're going to get good tryouts. They're going to end up on a good team, no matter who you cut. Whether it's Chicago, JNAPS, or Rizzo, they're going to get good tryouts. So that means that all three of them are still very valuable players and all really good at the game. Comparing anybody on G2 to the level that Kronovi was on at the time, maybe he got a little better. I don't know. We haven't seen him play. But that is a completely different scenario.
I'm not saying that Rizzo is Kronovi, bro. I'm just saying that the different play style that Kronovi and Rizzo play at, where Kronovi was kind of that guy who would play aggressive, super aggressive when he had two other aggressive players on his team, right? So it's the same kind of concept where they would get counterattacked because they were overly aggressive. So Rizzo plays that aggressive play style. G2 gets counterattacked. You add a defensive player to that G2 team, we don't know what's gonna happen.
I mean, I see the aggressive point, but Kronovi and Rizzo, since you keep bringing up Rizzo, are just they're aggressive in different ways. Rizzo sets his teammates up. Kronovi wants to, from what I've always seen, he always seems to want to score. Rizzo doesn't seem to be like he'll score, but he doesn't seem like he's really interested in doing all that. He's more interested in facilitating and making it easier for his two snipers, especially the super sniper and JNAPS, because that boy can shoot from anywhere. So, but I see your point though.
I just wanted to bring that up while it was fresh on my mind.
Yeah. I mean, this actually kind of does get us into speaking of Kronovi, I think they actually announced he's gonna be on Continuum with Aeon and Astro. So it's bye Bob.
Astro with a H or
H.
without the H?
With the H. I think that's it. Let me double check. I'm pulling up the subreddit right now.
Wait, yeah, it has to be with the H because I think Lil Astro is like 12.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not. Lil Astro's on a team.
Lil Astro's there? Okay. I thought he was I thought that kid was like young, like Daniel.
He was young, like 3 years ago.
Oh, I know you've been keeping up to this. My bad, bro.
Oh my god, the subreddit is ruthless. I pulled up the Continuum announcement. The first comment of Kronovi being on the roster is, well, that's neat. Why did you just call it neat?
It's neat. That's something I would say. I like that comment.
Okay, all right, but yep, it looks like Bob is still on the team as a sub. But yeah, they did announce Kronovi gonna be on Continuum, so we'll see what the Mountain can do with Astro and Aeon.
I didn't think Kronovi would continue to like try to get back after who was he with last time? False and somebody
Falls
else, right?
and they had Nesca.
Nesca? No, it
Falls
wasn't
and Nick.
Nesca.
Falls
Austin.
and Brisky.
No.
Wait, let me see.
Brisky does sound right.
Falls and Brisky. That's who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who it is.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd actually like continue to come back.
But yeah, no disrespect to Continuum, but you drop anybody from G2 on there, they're gonna get a tryout a little bit better than Continuum. I think that's safe to say. To be honest, I'm surprised Kronovi got a tryout at that level ish. I feel like he'd probably be a little bit better than that, but
I think
happens. Happens.
I think
gotta
so.
take what's offered. Gotta take what's offered.
It's rough out there. You know what I mean? Like in the bubble scene, it's rough. Oh, good.
It is rough. Now everyone has this like speculation of like what your skill is, like depending on what you did in the pro level. So like if you get kicked off a pro team, then it depends on like how good your team was.
Your
right?
cachet and the team you play for.
Yeah.
But like Rowook's good though. They just people just think that Kronovi's bad, but he's not bad. He just not.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever bad.
Yeah, he's just not
on
the top 5 level team level.
Okay,
you know,
okay.
like you can find somebody better than that, like Rock.
You can
Especially
make
for that
improvements.
Play style too. You can make that improvement right there.
Yeah, that was definitely it's been proven like that was the change that they needed, and they look good because of it. Speaking of the bubble scene, we'll kind of segue into this a little bit here. The bubble scene has been constantly messaging me on Twitter and everywhere else about doing another skirmish. For those who don't know, that is the little tournaments I ran with like no prize pool or whatever. Everyone called them stream scrims for a long time. We did it for a couple years, and then I got busy doing like CRL and stuff, so I stopped doing it. And then also it's just been weird with the format and stuff. Do you think, based on everything we've talked about today with like roster changes, yada, the state of the bubble scene, the state of like community tournaments with there not being as much, like is there actually is there a high demand for this? You know what I mean? Like, because I think it's something I'm definitely like kind of interested in doing. I wouldn't mind like running a couple of them, kind of see how that's working. But is the demand there? Are people gonna play? I guess that's my question to you.
Go ahead, T-Biz.
The people that aren't already in like the top 15 would probably play because they're constantly switching rosters and all that. It's a weird, it's a mucky area. Like I don't even know if the top 20 would play. But like all those teams that are outside that would probably play. Yeah, they always want to play. But it's weird. It's not the same as it used to be. Like your skirmishes from what I always gather from used to be in preparation for RS.
Yeah.
For RS quals, RS seeding and all that, but that's all out the window now. So you're just playing for practice. Like some people might appreciate that. Some people might just joke around with it and just say we want to try to do that. Oh, it didn't work out. Well, that was your tryout. And like it's gonna be a lack of professionalism on part of some of these teams. So I don't really know if it's if people will necessarily really appreciate it as much as they used to appreciate it.
Yeah, I think all people look for now is like a prize pool. So, especially if there's no meaning behind like the skirmish,
like no seeding.
Like an exhibition match that the people they're not gonna like.
Right. And then if people are using it too if they're using it for tryouts, then it makes it just as pointless, because if let's say like Psyonix was like, yeah, we want to use these for seeding, then I can't let people who are doing tryouts, like I could probably like allow maybe like a tryout cap or something, like maybe I'm running maybe like 6 or so, then I can be like, you got 2 tryouts to use in these skirmishes. But like if your team's not being tried out, they're like, it's pointless, especially if you don't plan on like sticking with them.
Hey, bro.
Right.
Ooh, excuse me.
What?
But
my God.
yeah, I think that I don't know. I'll see what's going on.
It'd be those teams that played the field that would play in your skirmish.
That's true.
Maybe because the field has prizing though.
Yeah.
But it just
Well, it had prizing.
it had pricing.
It had pricing. They
Does
waited
not
for-
have prizing
They,
anymore?
nope. They waited for me to get to Div 1, and then they said the next day, Dazarin, the field is
Oh.
no longer doing prizing. Yeah. So
I thought, that was Psionic sponsored, right?
yeah, it
He said-
was.
To be honest, I'm surprised it lasted that long with the prizing, anyways. But that's a different topic.
Yeah, it's a different topic.
Yeah.
Let's see. Moving on. I want to talk about. Let's see. Was there any other disappointing performances for you guys this weekend? Was there any team that like let you guys down overall? Like, or
Yeah,
are we?
my squad. Unfortunate, you know.
I didn't want to.
Happens.
I didn't want to go there.
You want to say something about your squad?
Nah, you know, nah. It's all good, you know. I gotta lay low for a minute, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, lay low. You did hype him up a lot, didn't you?
I did.
You hyped them up a lot. You kept picking them every single time that their name were mentioned. I gotta go with my boys. I gotta
They
go
had
with my
it.
boys. I'm riding with my boys. I'm riding with them.
Nah, bro. I hopped into that Discord. I just knew it was about to
Oh,
be a
you
long
knew?
day. It was about to be a long day.
Oh,
I just yeah.
well, since you were like the 0.00002% of the population who actually thought that your boys could do something this weekend, of course you're gonna be down. See me, I saw them losing. If they lose to Jamal, it happens. Like I don't really see it. There's just nothing special about. I just can't see them winning. If they win, they win. They lose, they lose. Like nobody looking big into your boys at the moment. Maybe in a little while, maybe they'll get into the upper echelon. But for now, yeah. But for me, besides G2, let me get to a team that actually has results, unlike the Sonics.
Oh my gosh.
uh,
He's going in.
He's coming at me, bro. I can't even say nothing. Like I can't
you can't say
say
anything.
nothing.
I'm surprised you even said something last week, but since you put yourself in that hole, I'm gonna make sure you don't get out of it.
I can't say nothing.
My team, besides G2, would be PK. PK losing a local 0-3 in the bottom. In the loser side of the bracket, I was a little bit really disappointed in my boys. I thought for sure, even if they ended up losing the NRG, that they would beat Loco, then they would beat Sonics, Jamal, whoever came out of that, and then they play Envy and be a close Envy or the loser.
Yeah. Let's talk
Yeah,
about that real quick. PK,
What?
my sleeper team. Let's talk about that
Lamar
team,
said
babe.
that. I didn't say that.
Oh.
Lamar said that.
Wait, what
So
you say?
yes,
Who's your team? Who's your team?
who my sleeper?
Yeah, who was your sleeper?
Shoot.
Nah, now you picking. Now you picking. No,
Man, you gotta
it
go
don't
back and
work
check
that
the
way.
lines or something, bro.
Nah,
I
it
don't know
don't
who
work that way. Nah, who was the sleeper, Demar?
I don't know my sleeper.
Someone
No,
tell me.
it was somebody.
Man,
It was
this man
somebody.
picking. He said,
No.
let me see, who was my sleeper?
I forgot who my sleeper was. I don't remember that man. But see, I do. You know what I do remember? I do remember saying that after I said my sleeper, Demar did bring up PK, and I was like, "Dang, that's a really good pick." I don't really think about them being a sleeper.
Who did he say?
That's an excellent question.
It had to be like Peeps or Rogue, right?
It wasn't Rogue, bro.
Oh yeah, mine was V1. That's what it was.
Oh,
V1.
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 What happened to them?
They got the most unfortunate bracket. That's what happened. What? Who'd you play? You played Jamal Jabbery, and then V1 had to play freaking. Who they played? They played Envy first round. Then right after that, they dropped down. They played Peeps. Like, stop getting on my head top, bro. You don't win that play. Yeah, the Peeps in the loser bracket. While your team losing to who on Jamal Jabbery Toasty.
Bro, the Peeps lost to us. Who are you talking to?
The Peeps lost to us. Us is Sonics.
Yeah.
Bro, the team that you on me about. Yes, you forget already?
When did
What's
the Peeps
going on?
lose?
What that hat too tight for you, huh?
Oh,
Loosen it up
oh.
a little bit. Show your little hairline, bro.
Yeah, you see it? It's all right there. I ain't got no shame in it. I just got the hat on. Now listen. Anyways, I don't care if you beat the Peeps. That was in day one or whatever. After that, you ended up dropping right back down and losing Jamal Jabbery. So you know what we call that? A fluke, an inconsistency, an anomaly. It won't happen again. It lucky. I don't know what to call that.
I expect at least a close game between V1 and Peeps, bro.
It was close. It was 3-1. What?
Is that close?
It is close.
That's close?
It's not. You act like each game was like 5-0. What? It was a 2-1. 2-1 one game, 2-0 another game, 3-1. Like these are close games. I don't know what to tell you. It's not like they getting blown out 5-0 or something. Come on, man. Don't just look at the series score. Look at this. Look at the individual game scores, man. That's what, and
individual
that goes
game
to everybody that
stories.
watches Rocket League. Yo, everybody that watches Rocket League, including people on the
They
RCS.
still lost, bruh.
Okay, a L is an L, but there's differences in the L's. People always look
No,
at 3-1 and
it's
say,
still
"Oh,
an
they lost
L.
3-1." They ain't lose
It's
3-1,
an L.
huh? Man, forget all that
It's
L
an
nonsense.
L.
All right, good. All right, V1 losing to Peeps is way better than Jamal Jabber beating your team, beating
Them
us.
boys is on the come up, bruh.
Who?
They take V1.
Jamal.
Jababbery. We ain't even saying their name right. We ain't even saying their name right.
You don't even know how to pronounce their name.
Bro,
And
you saying Jamal Babbery, bro? Like, what are you saying?
I don't even know how to pronounce their name.
Exactly, bro.
I don't even know how to pronounce their name, man. That's just one lucky original they got, man. You put V1 in the low side of the bracket, V1 finishes top 6, and we all know this to be true. Don't you act like it's not true. Come on, man.
No.
Bro. Oh
My
man.
sleeper team is a really good sleeper team, and they keep getting screwed over by these unfortunate brackets they put in. Sonics, I'm looking to the camera at you. Where my camera at? Sonics, I need y'all to help out V1 this spring split because they keep having to play all the top 5 teams every single day. Help them out. Jamal Jabbery gets to play.
Help him out.
Jamal Jabbery gets to play Raul's team.
What you mean help him out?
Yeah, beating Raul's team. That doesn't matter. Nothing. Don't mean nothing. Let V1 play.
Help him out.
Let B1 play Jamal
Wait,
Jabber.
bro. They get to play top 5 teams. Bro, if they a top 5 team, they're gonna beat that top 5 team. You picking them as a sleeper option.
They don't do sleeper option. Sleeper top 8.
What's a sleeper mean?
They could potentially make worlds and everything if everything falls right for
them. That's top 6, right? That's top 6?
That is top 6, yes.
All right, so they gotta beat.
Okay,
they gotta beat some of
It is way different. It is way different when you have to play a top 6 team later on the bracket and when you got to play 2 of them in the first 3 rounds.
Way different?
Yeah. Entirely different.
I agree with you with that. I agree with you with that.
God, I know you would agree with me. That's why I say it like this, because I was waiting on you to agree with me. Okay, ain't no cap coming out of my mouth. Move this man on.
There is cap.
There's no cap.
There's definitely cap.
No cap.
100% cap.
There's a cap on my head, but there's no cap coming out of my mouth.
Oh my goodness.
Take the cap off. No cap.
I like it when my blood flow's a little stopped. Makes my brain work better.
All right, Demar, let's move on, bro. Like,
Facts,
I'm sick of this man, bro.
facts.
I'm sick of this man.
Yeah, hold on one second. We are about to get turned in here very shortly.
Oh, right, the hour mark.
And yeah, we'll be chatting with him. But as we get turned in here and getting him ready to go and set up, yeah, let's kind of talk about this PK matchup though, right? PK only won. Actually, we'll talk about both the teams, PK and V1, just one more time because there's something that we need to mention. PK only won 1 game, and then they got swept by Loco. V1, this is like they only won 2 games. Like what's actually happening there? Like these teams definitely have shown up before in their matchups. So like what's going on where they can't perform in these regionals?
I think I cleared everything with V1 that last 5 minutes or so. They keep having to play the best teams in the name. So they're not there at the moment. That's why I put my sleeper. They get top 8 probably. I think they can get up to top 8. They probably at least be top 10 if they hadn't start off the season with AXB. That's irrelevant to this conversation at the moment though. In terms of PK had a bad day. And it makes me worry about PK. Because PK, I think all of us can agree, we're slowly rising up into that guaranteed top 10. And when you're a guaranteed top 10, Local kind of sits in that rank. Local currently, I think, is at 10, maybe. I have to get fact checked on that. But nobody really sees them as a legit top 10 team. They're probably like in the 10 to 13 range. They are a team that can beat you, but nobody's particularly worried about them when it really comes down to it. And if you're PK, I know they probably think that way as well. You got to finish them. So PK losing to Loco is very concerning for me. I hope they're putting in a lot of work. Hope they've watched all the replays already and already got their focus on for the major because they had to make themselves better. Forgot the exact word I want, but they need to put themselves in a better position that they already are in and try to push for that world spot because they could potentially do that. V1 might be in a bad spot now forever.
I don't know if V1's gonna make it to Worlds. Sorry, T-Base.
They gotta have a run. They definitely gotta.
They have to have a run of dreams. But I think V1 is better than PK. That's why I have V1 on my sleeper team. V1 just got bad fall split with AXB. They switched Calm. It's one of those people where it's taking a little while for them to get gelling. but they look good when they play people. They look good. It's just they just have to have more time, more experience. If they start off a comp, they'd already be top 10, guaranteed. And then they could really make a push for it. But now they'll need to be like a top 2 team in A in order this whole entire spring split to make something happen.
Okay.
PK losing against Loco makes go ahead.
You say V1's better than PK?
Yes. Right
Am I
now, it's
right
currently
with that?
constructed.
No.
Take away the points and look at the players.
Yeah, the players. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking
Who's
at
the
no
best
points.
player? Where's the timeout? If you look at both teams, who's the best player?
I don't think
Matter of
best
fact,
player matters.
Who's the best player?
First
Yeah,
of all,
why
I
does
don't
that
think
matter?
best player
The
matters.
best player
here.
does matter. And V1 might just have the 2 best players.
How's the best player
That's
matter?
cap.
Yeah, that is.
Who's the best on PK?
Are you talking about in terms of the head-to-head matchup? Do they have 2 best players? Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
they might just have that. Oh,
Mike,
Screaming black, bro.
That's how I'm saying emotional.
His
when you get
camera said
emotional,
no.
your camera go off. See,
said
you know what
no.
it is? That's your cap detector coming on.
Man, if you don't shut up, man.
You notice my camera never goes off. 'Cause I'm never capping.
Yeah, but I look good. That's the difference. It's a lot of power.
Dang,
in
bro.
this camera.
Why?
Alright.
Why you doing like that?
Calm down.
Not my fault. Listen. When I got
Oh,
my
okay.
bands right, I'm gonna give me a camera just like that, and I'm gonna be looking all
Yeah, you
4K.
need to
Yeah,
get a
man.
haircut too while you at it, okay? Like, it's about 4K. Nobody wants to see that hairline in 4K, okay? Now, let's talk about the actual like match up here.
Damn,
all right?
yo.
Like, I mean, yes, you have Gimmick, you have Torment, you like those guys are on when they're on, but they haven't like ever since Squishy left the team, they have not just been doing well, right? They
Torment though.
Torment is
Torment.
ridiculous.
Torment.
This
Did pop
video
off.
game right now.
He did
Torment.
He
pop
is
off.
so good at this game. He is so good at this game. He is by far, if you put both of them teams together, he is the best player.
I don't know about gimmick.
Okay,
Though.
Torment. See, that's one of the people. If you add Torment, the G2 automatically gets there, but that's not gonna happen. That's never gonna happen. So you don't make that move. But Torment, and then I would say
Actually, why
Gimmick
am
and
I
Sosa.
even- Let's look at the head-to-head, man. You got me going.
Yeah, facts.
You got me going. All right, let's see. Looking at where is V1 on this list? There it is.
Very far down.
All right, it's in alphabetical order.
Oh, never mind. You got a different list than me.
Yeah. Pittsburgh Knights. Oh. Okay. So looking
Don't
at
bring up
this-
anything. Don't bring up anything with AXB. Don't do it.
When did AXB leave?
All fall split.
Okay. Well. Okay. I guess technically, if we're talking about winter split, they're 1-1 right now. PK won the first matchup, and Winter Grid won. It was 3-1.
Winter Grid won all the way in December when they first joined together.
Then V1 won in Winter Grid 4 playoffs. It was a 5-game set.
That means they're close. But I'll put V1 over them in terms of pure skill. But I mean, it doesn't matter at this point.
Ew. Sheesh.
You think PK's better at pure skill?
Those are bold words, bro.
You might need to do it.
We're talking Sosa, Rodoko, ZPS against Torment, Calm, Gimmick.
I think it's pretty clear that V1's the better team individually, all put together. Sosa is really good at this game, but they're all really good, all 6 of them. But I don't think any of them are Torment's level.
I don't think it's clear, bro. But
Clear. And I love Sosa.
I need to see more matches with him, to be honest.
yeah,
I just need to see
But
more head-to-heads.
regardless, PK's in a position where they have to beat Loco in order to. They need those points. They needed those points. If they beat Loco, they probably beat Jamar, Sonics, just going off of momentum. Then that's more. I don't even know how many more points. It's probably like 80.
Mhm.
That's a lot of points that they're missing out on, and that hurts them in the long run way more than it hurts V1. V1 just got to pop off. They have to basically win, or if not win, finish top 3 every single thing they play in order to
Bro,
make
what
it.
is up with this?
Toodaloo again.
Yeah, I see. Like, this thing is overheating, bro. It's because I got the it's cold outside of Chicago, so I got the heat on. I'll fix that in a second. That being said, I think it's a perfect time. We're going to move on, and we are actually going to bring in Tino. So,
hey,
just so you guys are aware at home, I have a we don't have a 4-box yet. We don't have a 4-box yet. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna straight up take the Discord feed. from this. So it's gonna look a little janky here to start it off, but bear with me as I try to like.
Is Tino? Does he have a cam?
Oh, let's see.
He said he's not.
He's not doing the cam.
Yeah, he said he's not putting on the cam anyways.
But either way,
Yeah,
like
no cam today.
either way, like when he joins, it messes up my where you guys are
Alright.
positioned. So
Oh.
yeah, so this will do for now. What up, Turin? How you doing?
Going good. How's it going? Everybody else?
It's good. It's
We
good. It's
chilling,
good.
Tino. We chilling.
Why you
I'm
look-
always bobbing.
Why you look like that? First off, congrats on the W, Turin. You know,
Sir.
I think this is like the Rogues' first major tournament win, like as in like the org
Ever.
entirely, right? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is this like for you though? Is this your biggest win?
Yep, absolutely. I've not won a tournament so far until now.
Dang.
Give us a rundown, Tino. What was it like right after?
Well, hold on. Oh, okay.
Right after you knew.
Do that.
Right after we won,
Yeah. Like you knew you won, secured the dub.
it was hype. We screamed a little bit. I clapped really hard, slammed my desk a few times. And we kind of just chilled.
So it was like a super high, and then it quiet.
Just mellow.
Yeah, it just mellowed out, and you guys are like, "Nice guys, well, we did it."
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, dude. Thanks.
Oh, man. Hey, dude.
Yeah,
We don't win any tournaments, dude. But hey, we won this one.
Yeah.
That's good. Hey, Raul, good job, dude.
Good job.
Hey, we'll do well on the major, dude. You know us. Clap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's all
Anyway,
about.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tino. I need you to break it down for me.
Yeah.
You played G2 first round. Well, not first
Yes,
round,
sir.
third round.
Yep.
You guys are down 2-0.
Yep.
It looked like you guys are being bounced right back down to the lose bracket once again.
Yeah.
What y'all saying? What happened? How'd you come back? I need to know. I need to know what happened.
So
Oh, no.
basically, the first 2 games, I was having like severe stomach cramps and stuff because I actually had like, I don't even know what it is, but like I just randomly get like really bad bowel movements.
But just
And
the first 2
after,
games?
so yeah, after game 2, so that's why there was a pause, because I had to
What's the
Oh, I
pause?
go
remember
go to the
that.
bathroom, and I had to
Yeah.
Dang, bro.
I had to let one out, you know?
Tino.
Oh.
Tino.
Yeah.
So what you telling me is if you would have came in fresh, it would have been a 4-0, Tino.
I mean, not
3-0.
4 because it was a best of 5, but yeah.
3-0.
Okay, 3-0.
Seven.
It would have been 3-0.
Oh yeah, best 5.
Nah, maybe. We were still warming up, but yeah.
Dang, that pushed GT in an even worse spot there forward. Tino had bowel problems.
He had bowel movements, bro.
He had to go to the bathroom. That's the only reason G2 was up. That boy is playing on contemplated. Guys. I gotta go. Okay. First up, I gotta go. Game. Like,
No, Tino's like, guys, I gotta go to the bathroom.
wow.
But,
He came back and he's like, I'm ready.
So continue. After you went ahead and your business, you came back and
Yeah, and I played up to my own expectations, I think.
and once you raised your gameplay, y'all started winning.
Yeah.
Oh.
When did you know you had the potential to take it all, Tino?
Probably after we beat Envy. We were playing pretty well, and I don't know, we could just always do it, but I don't know. We just did it at the end of the day.
It just happened.
It just happened,
You
yeah.
did do that.
Which one was the hardest one out of everything you had played the past 2 weekends?
The hardest matchup?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Probably NRG, definitely.
Both sets or just the first one?
Just
How many times
when
did
they
play
bracket
them?
resetted us. We
Okay.
played them 3 times.
3 times. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, y'all played them in uppers, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I played them a lot.
But yeah, that bracket reset, they played really well.
Oof.
Yeah, actually,
Didn't you-
like, talk to me about that though. Like, you end up, dang, they were both 7-game sets too. The upper one was 7 games OT. The lower one did go to OT. They just won and then reset. But like, how do you reset after getting bracket reset? You know what I mean?
I said this on the RLCS interview, but I just sat back all the way in my chair, blasted some music, and watched a little bit of anime.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. AOT?
That new AOT episode came out, so I was vibing.
Okay, that's fair though. That's
Now we talking.
valid. That's valid.
Now we talking.
Yeah.
Now we talking.
That episode was cold.
And you said that was after they bracket reset, y'all?
Yeah, after the
Oh,
bracket
no
reset.
wonder you won. No wonder you won. Now it all makes sense. Now it all makes sense. See, and you said the most recent episode, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so your emotions were going. You got in Zen mode.
It was
You're probably all focused in.
Mm.
Ooh.
okay.
See, that's not even fair. That's not even fair. After that, that was Tino had the whole entire weekend going for him. He had the bad bowel movements, so he had to go take a break in the bathroom. then after that, he came back a whole new man.
No,
He took out G2.
man.
Then they get beat by NRG in the finals. He got to watch a little bit of AOT. Watch a little AOT. Once again, a whole new man. So they sweep NRG. That might be the strat.
Bro, Tino got the mentality stress, bro. He know
That might
when
be
to
the
take
strat.
a
That's a
break.
reset. That's a
That is
reset every time.
reset.
It's actually kind of tactical too. More teams should do that. What happened to NRG decided that they had a stomach ache when y'all were up 2-0? Would that have messed up y'all vibe or something?
I don't know, maybe. I kind of feel bad for G2 because like we unintentionally iced them out after they went up 2-0.
Hey, but you gotta do what you
That's
gotta
kinda-
do.
But that opens up so much discussion though. Like,
Yeah.
what happens if there's like an actual like timeout that you can ask for as a team?
Yeah, I think that should definitely be implemented.
Like,
there's no breaks really in
right. It's like really
competitive play,
fast paced.
you know? Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Hmm.
it's so because say for example y'all against NRG just bracket reset y'all took a little bit of a break, but then you go up 2-0. NRG says, "Yo, we need timeout. We need about 5 minutes." Whoa!
It's like the NBA, you know, when someone's hot, you
Yeah,
call
like
time
y'all,
out to cut them
right?
off.
Y'all need timeout. It's like there was a breather. I gotta go to the bathroom. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. Tino might little start or something. Oh, from the
Okay,
bottom
Tino.
movement, but hey, we gotta get that. Onyx, if you watching, you might have to talk about that timeout to the pros. I kind of like that idea.
Timeout to go take-
10-minute timeout.
Not a 10 too long.
That's what they.
Cause that
But
messed
that's
up
what
the
it took though. Turner was in the bathroom for 10 minutes.
Oh, that's a major icing though. Cause
Yeah,
timeouts
the
in
bowel
NBA,
movement.
timeouts in football are like a 30-minute. Maybe
It
like
really
maybe like.
didn't feel like that long.
Oh wait, it
not
was that long in the broadcast.
way.
I was like, what the heck happened?
Tino, like I was going through it, bro. It wasn't that long.
Oh, that's that. Oh, that's an interesting concept.
Yeah, timeouts.
Mhm.
That might have helped y'all win the whole entire thing. Wow.
That's crazy. My man bowel movements carried him to the finals, bro. Oh, we.
You know,
That's
sometimes
crazy.
you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do.
Nah,
what
but
you
that'd be
gotta do.
crazy to implement a timeout.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Jeez.
saying.
But imagine someone just top left, top right. Call it timeout. I need
That's
10
interesting.
minutes.
Right, like hold on.
This
That's cool.
man,
I
you
kinda like
can't
that.
stop him.
Can I ask the next question?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so I believe Demar wrote this, but I'm asking you.
Okay.
What's it like playing with Jason and Big Rocky? How's like the dynamic? How's y'all's comms? What's the vibes like? Y'all friends, y'all homies, or are y'all just like professionals? Y'all just going saying this is what we gotta do. Let the audience know.
It's been pretty great with Rocky and Jason. Obviously, First Killer is known as like being toxic all the time, but now he's really not like that in comms when we're in important matches and tournaments and stuff. And then Rocky, he's just quiet guy. Like he comes in, he calms in games, he just chills out, and it's great.
Do you ever talk to him outside of like the game? Like you
Rocky,
guys have.
nah, not really. We Steam message sometimes, but
I feel like he
never
still
really
doesn't.
talk.
He still isn't like fluent in English. that true?
No, he's actually gotten a lot better in the years that I've known him. Like 2, 3 years ago, he could like I don't know, his accent was so thick I could barely understand him sometimes in six men's, but he's actually gotten a lot better with English. Like I can
Interesting.
tell.
Look at Rocky.
So you and Rocky more like professional than you and First Killer are kind of like friends on the outside of the game.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay,
Like we'll
interesting.
play games sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That's
You got
crazy.
something to add to that, Demar?
Well, no, I mean, I think it's very interesting, right? Because a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people are like fans of Rogue, but I don't necessarily think they understand like the players at all, right? Like no one, I didn't even know Taroko wasn't fluent in English until like just now. You know what I mean? And everyone knows about like First Killer, or like they think they know First Killer, but Turin and Rocky teaming with him and how well they've been doing, there's obviously something that is more to it on paper than it is than what we see like when we actually watch them play. Like there's some type of translation there that I was really curious about, which is why I thought of the question in the first place. But talk to me about like your guys' kind of journey a little bit here, right? You guys make the roster move, you bring in Rocky. It's a little shaky, but it starts getting better and better and better. What was it like for you back at the beginning of the split versus now? Is there anything? Has anything changed? Like what's been what's been up?
So playstyle wise, we haven't really changed that much since when we first signed him, but yeah, me and First Killer decided picking up Troka was definitely the move that we had to take this split, cause we just really needed that third man role to be filled, and I've always had an eye on Rocky as like that type of player, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that even if he never really shined on his previous teams, that he could easily fill the role that we needed him to fill on this
Mm.
one. So no, most of it was just us getting used to playing each other and slowly improving.
I
And
see.
Rocky's definitely improved a crap ton recently.
Facts. That is facts. Rocky has been shining in these brackets you guys have been playing.
Yeah.
Wait, so since we on the topic of roster moves, y'all made a roster move and y'all improved. Raul here believes that G2 should make a roster move right now at the conclusion of this major, this split, and hopefully make themselves better. Should G2 make a roster move? From the mind of Turinturo.
Um Honestly, I don't know what their team dynamic is like, but I'd say yeah, this is probably like right around the time that they should be looking at making a roster move. It's been like said by general people in the community that they should have made a roster move like months ago, but I don't know. Their team dynamic is like really unique, and I wouldn't really want to speak on that too much since I don't know them.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's fair.
So y'all made the roster move in terms of like team dynamic? Because you said that in terms of y'all's gameplay on the field, they really didn't change that much. Y'all just kept the same type of roles. You just swapped Kronovi with Rocky.
Well, when I said that, I meant like we over the split haven't changed that much, but our playstyle with Rocky is definitely different from with
Different. Okay,
Kronovi.
there we go. There we go.
Yeah,
Just wanted to
but
clear
it
it up.
was we always wanted Kronovi to fill that role that Rocky was supposed to fill, but never
That ain't
really worked out with him. Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So jumping back into the bracket here, I got the win between G2 was notable, but the win after that, I think shook us all up. You took on the machine. you took on the machine here, and at first when I was looking at it, I'm like, I
Too
don't
much
know.
on the glasses.
I don't know if they took on the machine yet because I gotta actually like look at my monitor. I need my glasses to read. So
Jordan.
okay, thank you. Let me see. Oh,
Nah.
Mm.
Nah.
No, it's not working. But
Y'all stupid, bro.
but look. So look at. I want to get your opinion on this this topic here, because there was this dude who was he was on Twitter. He replied to I think every single pros tweet afterwards talking about Turbo Pulse's stats And he was
Oh
just,
no.
oh my god, he was just like again going really hard at Turbo, and I want to know, like, you ended up playing against him. Do you think that like the stats from that series kind of translated here, like, or do you think people are just like hating on Turbo at this point because the machine had a bad run? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I actually saw some of the tweets that that dude made, but like, holy crap, dude. Haters gonna hate, you know, like Turbo Pulse is the GOAT. Like, even if
Facts.
you had a bad performance this regional, then that really doesn't mean anything overall for like how good he is as a player. Like,
Look at Tyler.
Tyler got something to say about
people
it.
have people have bad series and bad tournaments, but like, I don't know, that's all there is to it.
Right.
Can't look
People love
that
hating
much
on greatness.
further.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yes, facts. It's like they hate on LeBron.
He's the LeBron.
Yeah,
LeBron.
LeBron James.
I mean, but this is a question for the room though as well. Like, you know, you have these people who are just like really well, like on people's head, on the internet, and is it just like, I mean, for Turn, he says that for him it didn't, you know, wasn't that it's not as bad as people are making it seem. Do we think that there's like a lot of like overblown reactions on just like players and stuff in the game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's always overblown reactions. Like people just wait for you to mess up, man.
That's life.
Yeah, people are
Yeah.
waiting for you to. You always gonna have haters, and as long as I don't think Turbo cares. So, and
No.
that's why he's a winner. Honestly, at the end of the day, like he just blocks out
Yeah.
all the noise.
Like at
And
the end
he
of
has
the
no
day, he's
business.
still on Forbes 30 under 30, right?
Facts.
Something a lot of people can't say. So
Yeah.
Turbo out here.
Well, you just talked some random Twitter account came at Turbo or something, or is the
Well,
dude with like
it was
actual
it was a
credibility?
dude who was just like, I feel like he made the Twitter account just to talk about Turbo, and he replied under all these people's tweets around the time of the regional, just like talking about his stats, making fun of him, like woo woo. Like he was replying to people who didn't even have anything to do with it, like Athena and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, why is this dude, you know, like going so hard at Turbo? But I think, you know, Roll just brings up a good point. You know, you just always gonna have people who like talk bad about you no matter who you are, what you do. It comes,
Especially
you
when
know,
you're at the top.
yeah, when you're at the top, even when you coming up, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I think a lot of us in here in this room have experienced that in one way or the other. It's one reason why I don't like Reddit a lot, but that was on Twitter. I'm just saying, like, that's just one of the reasons why I don't. I'm not really like messing with
Yeah.
Reddit because I'll go on a Reddit thread and then that's Reddit. You know, it's just like, you know, I'm not gonna let that get to me. But there are some people who, you know, might do that and might kind of turn players off from being more involved with their communities and stuff like that, being more involved on socials, just for the fact that you have all these people who want to say all of this wild stuff about them when they don't even know them. So I felt like that was definitely a big one to bring up, especially because we here like rated the machine very highly going into the day. You guys ended up taking them down. You played against these guys firsthand. It was a good perspective over somebody who's just having so much overblown nonsense because they copy pasted a bunch of stuff on the internet. So that wasn't cool. But one thing I want to talk about for you, Turin. Turin, I'd say like I know you pretty well. And I talked to you off the game, but can you tell us, but going into this weekend, what your past two weeks look like in terms of the hours? Like what were the hours at?
You know, they weren't doing so hot, you know?
Yeah.
I've been I don't know, I've never really needed hours to play like extremely well. Like obviously it would be better if I got them up, but
I know you
Bro,
weren't saying
what's
that.
up with you, T-Baby? What's up with you?
I know you
but
weren't saying that is cap.
I don't know, mostly what I focus on more is my mental state. Like if I'm gonna play well, then I have to make sure that I'm calm at all times during the game.
All
And
right.
that's more what I care about than hours. But
See, now that you made it to the top, that's probably really important. And I appreciate you letting the whole entire world know that that is really important. The mental state, as I stated earlier, is one of the most important things you need to have in order to compete at the highest level. But first, let's get back to that first comment you made about the hours thing. You capped so hard right there. You so the world.
Okay, I'm at
world,
40 past 2 weeks. Okay,
okay,
calm
yeah,
down.
yeah. That's good. That's good. That's what when you're at the top, that's all you need. But when Turinturo,
What?
when Tino, when you're at the top, 40, that's all you need. That's all you need.
Cap,
40
hard cap,
past
That's really all you
2
need.
weeks.
hard
That's
cap,
all you need. That's all
hard
you need.
cap.
Now,
Hard
we-
cap.
no.
I can get to that in a second, but let me. I'll address y'all in a second with that. It says y'all disagree with that.
What's
But
up with him?
I don't.
when
I don't
Tino
get
was
it,
on the
man.
grind, when Turin
Think too tight.
Churro, Turin Cucho, Turin 1-2, skip to my little double touch was on the grind, that man used to average 200 hours past 2. Don't let him capture you.
Okay,
He
okay,
used
that
to
was
grind this game more than anybody else did, and that's why he made it all the way to the top. Now that he
that
got
was
the top, you don't need all them hours.
but
So
I
don't,
want-
say when you used to have to play that you didn't need the hours. You used to need hours. You used to need them. Now you don't.
Bro, you still need them.
40 good.
40?
Cap.
Past
40.
fine,
Cap,
bro.
that
40 is
low.
40 is
That's
probably
too
not
low.
good.
40 is
That's
fine.
too
should-
low.
I should get up to like 80.
80 so much.
That's
You
double.
got-
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I know it's so much though. Like you gotta think. Like some people get burnt out.
It's his full-time job.
You making
But
money,
there's different
bro.
ways to approach it.
Okay, but saying 40 in 2 weeks is okay.
40 in 2 weeks is a little too
Okay,
low.
time out. Turn. Give us the breakdown. When you play Rocket League, what do you do? In your 40 hours.
Like scrims.
First off,
and
pause right there.
training.
Pause right there. Pause right
I
there.
don't play much ranked.
How many hours of Rocket League you already have? If you had to guess, include your PS4 hours.
Around like 7,000. I mean,
About 7K.
7,500 maybe.
Okay, about
Yep.
7,500. All right. Now, since you play 40 hours past 2, give us the breakdown. What you do?
Just scrims, a little bit of ranked, but mostly training.
So scrims and free play, and
Yep.
custom training maybe.
Yeah, custom training.
How long
And
are
when you-
scrims? How long are scrims?
We do like 2-hour days,
That's
and
pretty
then some replay review
Oh,
every
so
now
you-
and then.
So like a 2.5, 3-hour day. Sometimes.
More like 2 hours, and then just some days we add on the extra hour.
Okay, got you. So, from what, and you would say that scrimming against, say, G2, NRG, whoever the heck you scrimming against, SSG, for those 2 hours is way better than you just playing 6 hours of ranked, right?
Yeah, probably. But honestly, our scrims have not been looking too hot recently.
So scrims don't even matter like that. So really, it's the free play.
No, man.
Nah,
Man,
man.
stop talking, man.
Yeah,
Stop
facts, man.
talking.
Teammates still trying to build this case,
know.
bro.
Right.
You should have told me that before I started my case.
No. He gotta get his hours up. The
You
scrims
gotta
will
get your hours
good.
up.
Maybe if you want to be productive, add a little extra hour to scrims in or something. You know what I mean? But we're not about to do this right here. He only had 40 hours past 2 weeks. But
He a champion.
exactly,
He's a champion.
that is what I'm going to say. Like he
Hey,
did.
but all
Okay.
I'm gonna say
Okay.
I'm unique.
is Tino might have 40 hours, but there's some kid that we don't know about that got Tino hours when Tino was coming up. And those are the kids you gotta worry about, Tino. I'm just saying.
We would love talking about the kids that nobody know about, bro.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Someone's always working to take your spot. And you
No,
gotta
man,
stay up there with
that
him.
was Daniel, but apparently he burned out.
Bro, the kid's
Yeah,
like
he's like
12, man.
Oh my God.
He gonna get back on the game in like 2 years.
we
when he
need to
can
have
play.
like a soundboard ready for when the more camera go out.
Chill out,
Mhm.
man. It's just it's hot. Like I said, it's just hot here, so it's overheating.
Need a fan up there.
I'm about to open a window. I don't want to do that
There you
though. It's
go.
gonna get
Let some
cold.
of that cold, chilly air come in.
It's cold, man. I'm gonna get cold.
Yeah, Daniel is a Fortnite main now, like what Dino said in chat.
Okay.
It's tough.
Kind of
Uh,
sad.
But I mean,
I
the
thought it
whole
was a happy medium.
the whole point was about hours and how it affects gameplay, right? Because there's always a talk, right? Everyone talk about, oh, we need your hours up. Turn just won a regional with 40 hours past 2 weeks, but it wasn't to say his hours weren't productive. You know, he was doing scrims and getting
Yeah.
free play and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, the whole purpose was to open up a conversation on how hours actually do affect gameplay, because they do affect it. They do affect it. If you get your hours low and you're not playing the game, you're gonna be rusty come game day. That's the
yeah.
point I was gonna make.
Facts.
Absolutely. If I had like 120 hours past 2 weeks, I'd be a god.
Oh,
No cap.
See, T-Base? Look at him.
So wait, why don't you do that then? Why aren't you doing it?
Because he's busy playing League of Legends.
Facts. He trying to get gold.
Dang, you get paid to play League of
If
Legends?
I played 120 hours past 2 weeks, it would be for 2 weeks, and then I'd drop to like 8. Like I could not keep that up
Ooh, see,
anymore.
you
get
get
burnt
burnt
out.
out.
You get
You can,
burnt
you
out.
I
can
I
stay
would burn
consistent
out
with the 40
so
hours, huh?
fast. Yeah.
See, the 40 hours is good. Cause see, when you do the
No,
math, then
no, no, no.
over the course of the
I should be consistently at like at least 70. That should be what my consistency is at.
Hmm.
I was
But
gonna be nice and say 60, but see,
yeah.
I was
That's
gonna be
different.
nice and say 40.
yeah, well, there's a reason why he playing and you not,
Dang. Dang.
because he know how much hours he needs to put in. Okay,
He's just not doing it right now.
right. Right now he's trying to
I
get out
think
of
he's just
bronze.
better than me. I think he's just better. I think that's the main
mean,
reason.
T-Base, like if you would have put in the hours that the Tino worked for the spot, all right? If you would work for the spot, you could do
I
it
put in
too.
hours. I was just bad. You gotta take that into
Bruh.
account.
You ain't working on the right things you need to be working on to improve. It's
No,
that simple.
T-Bates was in the cup, putting in the work in rank A.
I was just
I'm
bad.
gonna- I have to say it. Yeah, T-Bates just didn't have the talent.
Bro, that's cat, bro. Y'all can't say that, bro.
Man,
Y'all
T-Bates was the
can't
main
say
one.
that, bro.
He was the main one talking about, if I just hit my shot. I just hit my shot.
Hey, now I got it. Now I got it, but it's too late now. It's too late.
It's never
It's
too late.
for me.
It's never too late.
Too late.
Yeah.
It's either gonna be one day or day one. You gotta figure out which one you want to do. I think you can build it back up, but okay. So obviously, Turin. Moving on, you won a medal. You won an XGames gold medal. That is awesome. I could call you a gold medalist. That's fantastic work. But I want to talk about the whole event overall because it kind of came out of nowhere in a way, right? We start the new year. The next thing you know, just a regional, a North American regional. It's not just like this happened for NA in Europe, like a North American regional where out of nowhere, boom, hey guys, X Games, everyone, like people are winning medals, like, you know, it adds so much more weight to it. And I feel like, I mean, I just want to kind of get your guys' initial reactions on the scope of like how this turned into like a regular regional to like this big kind of blown out event. Because I feel like if we see more, we may end up seeing more of these in the future. And I just kind of want to see, like, from your perspectives, from you guys watching, and then for so you involved in the league, if like the announcement even like kind of meant anything to you. Did you guys like focus a little bit more on the regional because you wanted to get those medals type of deal? Like, how was that involvement for you? We'll start with Tino.
This regional was always going to be pretty important to us because it was kind of like our way to break into the top 4. At least in point rankings, and but the X Games announcement was actually kind of hype for me because, like, who doesn't want a gold medal, you know? And I don't know, it didn't really register to me until like we were already in the grand finals, and then I just wanted it more.
Oh, let's go.
You wanted more in the grand final. So you just Tino
Man was
just be coasting
cruising,
the whole
bro.
time
Yeah,
way.
facts.
He beat the machine. He beat G2 after coming from the bathroom. Then he beat NRG upper finals, and then once he reached the grand finals, then he won it.
Then he wanted it.
And he wanted it.
But see, when he wanted it, he had to lose a series and watch a little bit of AOT, and then he wanted even more, and then he won.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, he needed that little AOT inspiration, you know. He was like, I'm down bad. I need this win. Let me watch something that's gonna give me that little motive, that little kick in the back.
That's cool.
Yeah, fair
So
enough.
since the major is sponsored by Ford, if Sonic's off the off chance,
Don't say it. Don't say it.
The winners get a car?
They're gonna get that Ford F-150.
Ford F-150 all loaded. Would that give you the motivation?
Dude, I
Everyone going
can't
home with
even
a car.
drive, so I don't think it would give
God,
me.
damn, you can't just
motivation.
drive. Wow.
But they ain't gonna do that. They're gonna give you a free one in the game, bro. You think they're gonna pay for a whole car for 3 players? Bro, tripping, bro.
They're gonna give you a free Ford F-150 in game.
Yeah, y'all gonna get an exclusive F-150 in the game.
Rogue edition. Only 3 of them made.
But that'd be low key.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be
cool.
low.
You never drive it though.
No facts, but no one using that thing.
No one would use it. You would have it though.
Yeah.
What if they make like some like you know how based off like League of Legends, how they make like different skins for like the world champs,
Oh, like
things
a
like that.
decal.
Yeah. What if
Yeah.
they made like a? I don't know. I don't know what they would do. Because if they make a decal, we already got decals for every
No,
car.
look. I
No.
got.
Oh,
I'm bringing
he's
back
a.
some. Okay,
Oh,
so like, first of all, there's so many different ways to get this to have like more involvement, right? You can have the winning team either have their own kind of design that they want, or like maybe like Turin, for example, wants to have J-Ski like draw him up something that he really likes or something that represents him. You can have every individual player have their own decal, or what you could do is you can have a decal with all their autographs on it for like
Yeah, the autographs.
that's
like
a
the
cop
rogue
out. That's
special.
too easy. That's too easy. That's
Too
too. I like the
easy.
first one better.
Yeah.
First one way better.
Every player has their own like
You
unique
could do both.
design to a
You
car.
could do
Yeah,
both.
like you could put it like on their car.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I could already see that happening in like if the items became tradable, like holy.
Like a goal
A Justin,
explosion with like an autograph coming out of it or something like that. Like a
yeah,
signature. That'd be cool.
like a Justin Octane decal would be going for like at least thousands
I think
on the market.
I think a goal explosion with an autograph with like the team's decal that you the org decal basically coming out of it as well, but like an autograph at the end. That would be nice. That would be
Do you,
nice.
do you think Psyonix needs to do that? Like for like y'all's tournaments for like majors and all that? Just to, like incentivize y'all just a little bit more. Like if you win this, if your team wins this, you all three of you get your own specific decals that with your like own autograph on it. If you zoom in on it, it'll have like your own autograph, your own custom paint job, and whatever you want.
They could do it for Worlds. It's not, you know what I mean? Worlds, we still got a ways to go for that. Like that could happen.
They could definitely make that happen.
Yeah.
Would that make you try more? And would it just be like
Would that
another
make you try more?
No, that would just be an added benefit.
Yeah, I think it's I think it would be just an added benefit as well. I think you're just trying to win at that point, but like everything else comes afterwards. You're just like, all
I'm
right.
excited to see what the RLCS tag will look like for this regional though. Like will it be X Games champion or something like that? But I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Speaking of
That'd be
titles, real
lit.
fast. Do you think that they should have had that? They should have had NA in front of like regional finalists and all that, and like Sam in front of regional finalists. Or are you, as a pro, okay with them just having what is it right now? RLCS major
Elite
champion
or something like that. Yeah.
or RLCS major elite, but like they don't have
Yeah.
that distinction between NA, EU, Sam, and OCE.
I'm kind of just ambivalent towards this. Like I don't really care.
They don't really care.
But maybe they could, like for the people who actually care about it, make it a system like in League of Legends where all the different regions have their own separate league and it's titled a different thing. You could brand it that way, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. Because you know there are some like I think some Sam tournaments like Grand Series. Grand Series has a really
Yeah.
I like their titles that they got from it. Yeah. So there is some differences there in terms of the titles. I'm still waiting
Yeah.
on my analyst title. That would be really cool.
I know you ain't waiting on no title. Don't bring up titles to me. Don't do it. Just don't bring up the weight. Don't bring up the weight.
Okay.
What's wrong with titles, T-Biz?
Oh, why did he do
There's nothing wrong with titles. It's just that it's been.
that? You don't got no watch
We're in
on.
February. We're in February. It's been almost a year, and I'm missing a champion title. I'm missing a finalist title.
Yeah.
and
All right,
I'm
let's
missing
move on
a
to more.
title. Let's move on though. I don't want to get into that conversation.
Okay, yeah. So, you know, Turin, just one last thing here before we close out. Talk to me about how you're feeling about where your Rogue is as a team, and what's the future look like.
Feeling pretty confident right now in our performance recently, and I think we really just have to keep doing what we're doing right now and prove time and time again that we deserve that top 4 spot. Obviously, if we, underperform in the major, then that's gonna suck, but I think we're just gonna go strong into the next split and then into Worlds.
Good enough.
That's
Do
good
you
enough for
think
me.
So this performance I had in the last regional, this can be replicated. It can happen again, or is it just like a one-time thing?
It absolutely could happen again.
Okay.
I
Do you
betting on it
believe it will
happening
happen
again
again?
before. Yeah, absolutely.
Man,
At least
Tino,
before the end of next split.
Tino tasted success, man. He wants it again.
And you're a top 4 team, like legit in y'all's mind. And top 4, I'm assuming is SSG, NRG,
Envy.
Envy, and Yo.
Yeah.
And that's here to stay.
I don't know about to stay. Like G2 are a really good team. They could easily break back into the top 4, but for now at least.
Okay.
Too humble. He's too humble.
He's too humble. That was a nice class answer. Good job. I appreciate that one. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Unless you any final thoughts for you guys? Anything that like we haven't hit on yet that you want to? Because I think we did pretty good today.
I'm good,
I'm
Tino.
good.
I appreciate you joining the show, bro.
I'm
It
good.
was nice
Thank
talking
you.
to you. Nice getting to the mind of a regional champion or X Games champion. And I appreciate you stopping by, brother.
Appreciate it. It's great.
All
Sir, yes,
right.
sir.
Well, that's gonna be it for you for this February 1st episode of First Touch, first one of the month. Again, Black History Month, so big shout outs. And then also, guys, we will be back on Wednesday. There's still some more stuff that we have to talk about, some things we want to flesh out. So if you guys have anything that you want us to talk about, please hit me up on any of the socials, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, or the YouTube comments. Yeah, and then we'll take a look at those. We actually did mention some questions that people had on Twitter today, so we are looking at some of those. We will keep you guys in mind for future. Also, let me know who else you guys would like to see on First Touch, as we want to keep our eyes and our finger on the pulse of the community as well.
It's
So
up to you dudes.
yeah, maybe we do that next. We got a lot of options, but as for today, we are all done, and we will see you guys on the next episode. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure to follow everyone on their socials. I think Roldiz at Roldiz on Twitter. T-Bates is T-Bates, but I think it's T, like the first E is a 3. And I am iDazarin. And then Turinturo, I think you're just Turinturo with an underscore, right?
Yeah.
At Turinturo on Twitter. So guys, thank you so much for joining us. This has been First Touch. I will see you guys next time. Peace. Much love to you.
Be sweet.
Thank you.
Oh, you didn't hear that?